conference is being recorded. Only the main conference is recorded.
Good evening.
Good evening. Everybody's present in the board chamber.
Outstanding. And it's 5:30. And let's call to order now the special board meeting of Roseman Community Service District Board of Directors. It's 5:30 p.m. Today's Thursday, December 8th, 2022. And I'd like to have a roll call, please.
President Rick Webb.
Yes, I'm here.
Vice President Byron Glennon.
Here.
Director Greg Wood.
Here.
Director Ben Stewart.
Here.
Director Alfred Wallace.
Here.
Quorum.
5-0 with the record show that Director Webb is not in attendance at the district office. The other four directors are there. Director Wood, would you do me the honor, the favor of leading the board and the community in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you there, Director Wood. At this time, public comment. At this time, any person may address the board on any subject matter within the district's jurisdiction which is not on the agenda. However, any non-agenda matter will be referred to for staff or report on action of the subsequent board meeting, and no action can be taken on any such item discussed unless the action has been authorized under 54954.2 Board of the Government Code. Any person may also address the board on any agenda matter at the time the matter is discussed prior to board's consideration and action. Speakers are requested to limit their comments to 5 minutes. It's now 5:32, and we open public comments. Hearing no public comments, we continue down to voluntary public roll call via teleconference. Any member of the public on teleconference who wishes to identify themselves as present for this meeting may do so for the minutes and the records. It's 5:32. We open the floor for that.
Thank you, President Webb. This is John Joyce reporting this historic event for the Roseman News.
Good evening, John Joyce, and thank you for your reporting and thank you for your support.
Yeah.
Greg Washington here in chamber.
Okay. The pending Director Washington, welcome, sir. Is there anyone else? Okay. Hearing none, it's 5:33. I'll close that. And I would like to add one item to the agenda in front of new business. I would like to go and allow Director Wood to speak, address the board, the community prior to him leaving. And I don't know if that needs to be agendized item or just we extend a courtesy to him. Which one is that, Steve?
You can fall under public comment, so it doesn't need to be agendized. It
Okay.
should be that the president extends to director.
Okay. So at this time, prior to, so I need to approve the agenda, please. Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved, Director Stewart.
I have a motion by Director Stewart. May I get a second?
Second, Director Wood.
We have a second by Director Wood. We have a motion by Director Stewart, a second by Director Wood to approve of tonight's agenda. Can I get a roll call, please?
Yes. President Rick Webb.
Yes.
Vice President Byron Glennon.
Yes.
Director Greg Wood.
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace.
Yes.
Motion passed 5-0.
So 5-0. Prior to starting with the new business, I'm going to go back up to public comments at this time. I would like to allow Director Wood some comments, but before he starts, I would like the community to know that Director Wood not only has been a director for several years, but also he's probably one of the most knowledgeable people that I have worked with when it comes to details and sewer information. If the community is not aware of, is that him and Steve, the general manager, were instrumental in putting a presentation on for the California. Greg, you may have to help me with this. What was that association? Steve or Greg, help me with it.
California Special District Association.
How about the sewer, CASA? that sewer district. What was that? What's the name of that one?
Association of Sewer Agencies.
Okay, Greg and Steve were both very instrumental in putting that on, and that reflects the district in a high regard. Greg, thank you very much for your leadership you provided us on various levels, be it as the board president, as a committee member, as my friend helping me work and learn my duties as a board president and board member when I was brand new. I call you Big guy out of affection. You've done a wonderful job. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. First thing I have to do is a housekeeping duty here. And this is my resignation from the Rosamond Foundation. On October 14th, 2020, the Rosamond Community Service District Board of Directors adopted resolution number 2020-16, rescinding resolution 2015-4, reestablishing the Rosamond Foundation as part of the Rosamond Community Service District. The Rosamond Foundation was originally established by the Rosamond Community Service District to be a 501c3 for the purpose of collecting donations to be used for the community of Rosamond. Since December 8, 2022 will be my last day as a director for the Rosamond Community Service District, I, Greg Wood, do hereby resign my position as president and director of the Rosamond Foundation effective this day, Thursday, November 8, 2022. Respectfully submitted, Greg Wood, December 8, 2022. And I do this reluctantly, but I feel in the past that while the RCSD is working through any changes being made to the foundation and getting the bylaws rewritten and everything, that it would be best for me to step aside. And I will say today that if the board wishes me to come back and serve on the foundation, I would be more than happy to, but I need to let the RCSD complete their business with this foundation. Okay, with that said, good evening. The voters of Rosamond have spoken, and this will be my last meeting as director of the Rosamond Community Services District. I want to congratulate my successor, Gregory Washington, and wish him success as he takes on his new role. Before stepping down, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about my time working with this fine agency and to thank those who have taken this journey with me. In January 1992, my family and I arrived at our new home in Rosamond, and I became introduced to the Rosamond Community Services District from being involved in a door-to-door signature campaign to bring more sheriff's deputies to our community. And I unsuccessfully ran for the RCSD board in November 1992. It was 2 years later in 1994 that I was asked by the RCSD board of directors and the general manager to chair an ad hoc committee to review wastewater treatment plant designs and concepts and to bring our findings and recommendations to the board. The committee recommended the construction of a Title 22 tertiary water reclamation plant, which is still in use today and provided the backbone for our new water reclamation plant. In December 1996, the RCSD Board of Directors appointed me to fill the unexpired term of a director who had resigned. This started me on my wonderful journey of service to the people and the community of Rosamond. I have served a total of 19 years on the RCSD board, 1996 to 2008, 2010 to 2014, and 2018 to 2022. And from 2016-28, I managed to squeeze in serving as board chair on the Rosamond Municipal Advisory Council. Over these 19 years, I have been honored to be a part of many milestone changes in the community of Rosamond and this agency, including the construction of this administration and maintenance facility, formation of the first water bank in the Antelope Valley, bringing our employees' wages and benefits to a competitive level, allowing us to retain the finest staff in the Antelope Valley, the construction of our water reclamation facility that is the cutting edge of water reclamation and will be the catalyst for small agencies throughout the state to be a part of healing California's water woes. Most importantly, due to the court-ordered reduction in pumping due to the adjudicated basin that we live in, I was able to be a part of securing our community's water needs for today and decades into the future through the purchase of water rights in the Antelope Valley. Also, most importantly, I want to acknowledge the people who have made my journey a memorable and enjoyable one, and that is the staff of the Roseman Community Services District, who are the real heroes of this agency, who truly make every board member a success. It is our staff that is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. And I am truly grateful to you for your professionalism and hard work. You sure made my job as a director much easier because of your confidence and dedication. Over the years, we have seen a lot of general managers come and go, but one of my greatest honors was to be a part of hiring our current GM, Steve Perez, who, in my opinion, is the best GM this agency has ever had. Steve started his journey in 2011 and came back to us out of retirement in 2019. I have enjoyed watching Steve guide this agency through lots of hurdles and growing pains over the years. And as he is about to retire, he is leading this agency in remarkable shape. In 2011, Steve was but an acquaintance, but to me, over the years, he has also become a cherished friend. I also want to thank all the board members throughout the years that I have served with. But I especially want to thank my current board members, Director Glennon, Director Webb, Director Stewart, and Director Wallace. You all are a great team, and all of you have one thing in common, and that is to always put this agency and this community first in every one of your decisions. No one sitting here has an agenda other than to do what is best for the community of Roseman. I have been humbled and honored to be your colleague, but I'm even more honored by your friendship, and I consider each one of you a dear friend. The most important thank you I want to give is to the people and community of Rosamond. I want to thank you for showing your trust in me and allowing me to serve you for all these years. It has been an honor and a privilege to be your public servant. And even though I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but I will always be looking for new opportunities to serve this wonderful community. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you for those kind words.
Thank you.
Director Wood, thank you very much for that there. If any other board members would like to extend a courtesy towards Greg with some words before we continue, you go ahead and do so, please.
Greg, thank you for all your service. Thank you for working with me.
Director Stewart, again, like Wallace said, I'd like to say thank you for your service. I met you probably about 11 o'clock at night in the middle of Avenue J in Lancaster, cleaning up a sewer spill for the first time in 2010. And just a punk kid out there trying to figure out what he's doing. You were a nice guy. Got us all sandwiches or burritos or something like that because we're out there working all night. We weren't even with the same jurisdiction. That was my first introduction. And once I got on the board, you've always been in the ear, giving me guidance. After Director Wolford passed away, you listened to me when I expressed, my feelings about losing a fellow board member. And I want to say thank you. For the last 4 years, you made this term a lot easier on me.
He just reminded me of, I don't know what year it was, but it was a while back, and I was driving down Sierra Highway, and you were at the sewer treatment plant there, and I had just got to know you at that point on the board, and I pulled over to the side of the road and said, "What are you doing here?" And you began to explain to me the sewer treatment there that's between Lancaster and Roseman. But you were clear over on the Sierra Highway side over there. I don't know what you were doing, but your expertise and your experience, your history of your job has been very beneficial to the district. And I appreciate it. What were you? I don't remember. You remember that time?
Yeah, we actually had one of our large festival pumps. We got down and we were trying to get the bypass pump.
Yeah.
Thank you, directors, very much. Greg, like I said, as a friend, as an associate, as a board member, whatever you want to classify it as, you're a class act, and thank you very much for the effort from day one. Appreciate you. With that there, let's continue down, and at this point I will turn it over to Sherry Timmon, and Sherry, you have it for MB number 1.
Thank you very much, President Webb. As your board secretary, I am honored to administer the oath of the office as the director of the Roseland Community Services District. Ms. Stewart, Greg Washington, please join me at the dais. Rick Webb, please stand where you are at.
I'm standing.
Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Gregory Washington. I, Jim Stewart.
I, Rick Webb,
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will
do solemnly swear
support and defend
support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
all enemies, foreign and domestic, against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance, that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States, to the Constitution of the United States,
to the Constitution of the United States
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California, and to the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely, that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation, without any mental reservation,
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion, or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully, and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties, discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Congratulations. Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you. Hey, Sherry,
Yes, sir.
I would like to make the request. I don't know if it's possible to do, but when I'm back in chamber after this quarantine I have here, if I could do that inside the chamber board so I can take pictures with the new board members if possible.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now we move to MB2, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. We're going to move down to the election of the officers, and Steve, I'll turn that over to you.
Yes, and basically what occurs at this point is the president will ask for nominations for the position of president, and after that's done, vice president, and the board will vote accordingly.
Hey, Steve. So we had it where the vice president moves up to the president slot.
Okay?
So that's the way it's with the 2-year rotation we had, where so Director Glennon would become the president. We would be voting for the vice president slot. Is that the understanding, board?
I think we still have to.
You go through the motions of nomination.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to open the floor up for nominations,
I would like
and
to,
we will start with the position of president of the board. Do I have a nomination for president of the board?
I, Director Stewart, would like to nominate Director Glennon for president.
I, Director Washington, second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Director Stewart. We have a second by Director Wood. Can we have a roll call vote? First of all, Director Glennon, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, sir.
Okay, prior to that, is there any other board member that would like to nominate anyone else? Hearing none, we have a nomination on the floor for Vice President Glennon for board president. We had a first, we had a second. Can we have a roll call vote for that, please?
Yes. President Rick Webb,
Yes.
Vice President Byron Glennon,
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart,
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington.
Yes.
Motion passed 5-0.
And report up.
For the record,
Mr. President,
I can't hear you.
the second was done by Director Washington. Correct.
Yes, sir, I had that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the motion was by Director Stewart. The second was by Director Washington, and there was a 5-0 vote for Director Glennon, who was the board vice president, to move up to the position of president. Congratulations, Byron. And now do we? Hey, Steve, am I going to continue with the full vote, or does Byron take over now?
Byron takes over now.
Hey, Mr. President Glennon, you have the floor, sir.
We need nominations for vice president.
And I'd like to nominate Director Webb. I would like to nominate Director Ben Stewart for the position of vice president.
Do I have a second?
Second by Director Washington.
Are there any other nominations? Roll call vote.
President Byron Glennon,
Yes.
Director Rick Webb,
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart,
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace,
Yes.
Director Greg Washington.
Yes.
Motion passed 5-0.
Mr. President. I'd like to make a comment before we adjourn.
Do we have to get a roll call to allow him to make a comment?
Go ahead. This being probably my last in-person meeting, I'd just like to tell everyone how much of a pleasure it's been working with you and serving the community of Roseman. Being a lifelong resident of Roseman since 1954, although I moved away for a little bit, it was my goal to come back and serve the community and pay back what the community gave to me. I had no chance of ever achieving the office of county supervisor, and a young boy from Roseman achieved that, and that was the pinnacle of my career. And then to come back and give back to the community that I grew up in, played sports in, coached in, and protected for many years as a deputy sheriff. My life has been dedicated to service of my fellow man and my community, as well as the state of California and the county of Kern. And I can't be happier how my career has turned out. I told my dad a long time ago when I was a lot younger that I wanted to be a journeyman in as many trades as I possibly can. I became a journeyman electrician. I was a carpenter. I became a journeyman law enforcement officer. I believe now, being one of only 48 special district managers in the state of California to be certified, I achieved that. So my career has taken me a long way. I've been able to see a lot of our country, and it's time for me to see the sights in this country that I haven't been able to see. So at 70 years old, it's time. My wife and I will celebrate our 50th anniversary in January, and we plan on enjoying our retirement. Thank you so much. I do want to say also, so everyone knows that I will be on staff throughout this month and 2 months in January, or 2 weeks in January. The new general manager is slated to come on board on the 2nd of January. So for those that are listening and need to know, the overlap between the two general managers is only 2 weeks. The difference in salary is only $8,000. And I might say that that's $8,000 a year. So it's almost a straight transition. And no matter when this would have occurred, there still would have been a transition period that needed to be done. It's in the best interest of the community and the best interest of the district. So with that, I'll be around a little bit working still and available after the 2nd week of January on vacation. It's a vacation I've already earned, and I've never taken my vacation. So it's time for me to take a vacation, and rather than take it in a lump sum, I elected to take it over time. It's easier on the district, it's easier on me, and that's what I intend to do. So that's my plan, and I'm going to Idaho. Thank you all.
Thank you
very much.
You look good for
Hey,
70.
Steve.
Thank you.
Steve, I want to make two comments to you. First of all, thank you very much. Like I told Greg, thank you. You are, in fact, a class act. It's all well-deserved. And thank you very much for sharing insight with the community so they understand the dynamics of what's going on, because there's some people out there spreading bad words about this district. Thank you very much, Steve.
You're welcome.
Just to add to that, I've been on the board for 18 years. I've seen a number of general managers, none of them even considered being certified by CSDA. And I know when Steve took the test, he was kind of wondering whether he should do it or not. And I think that's why there's only 48 general managers in all of the CSDA, and that's hundreds, thousands of organizations that are certified general managers, because they have to take a test that shows they know what they're talking about. And most of them, they might say they don't see any value to it, but that's only because they don't want to take it and fail.
When I certified, there was only a handful that passed it on the first try.
Yep.
And luckily, I passed it on the first try.
So that is significant, and it may be more significant being a supervisor. Even better than graduating from the 8th grade.
Steve, I want to say thank you. When we were in need of a general manager, staff and other directors spoke very highly of you. And I'll tell you, I was not disappointed. These past 3 years, you're an honest man, loyal to the community, and I don't doubt in 1 ounce that you've done nothing but try to do the best you possibly can for the community. You're a prime example for us and for the community to look up to. And I appreciate all you've done. I appreciate you coming out of retirement. And I know you did that not for money, you did that for love. So thank you. Don't change your number.
Thank you.
Indeed.
And remember, you said you're still contactable for 3 months.
Yeah, I might be fishing, but you can contact me.
Ice fishing?
Me?
Ice fishing. Greg?
I can't let you go without just saying thank you. You don't know how much you have this community. I don't think you really do fathom the impact that you had on this community and on this age. You gave us something that Byron and I have been wishing for, and that is a smooth transition from one general manager to the next. You didn't have to do that. You could have just said, you know what, here's my 2-week notice, I'm not. But because of your dedication, you wanted to see smooth transition, you did everything in your power to make sure that happened. And what you're doing by leaving for Idaho, still managing things and doing the transition, working in currency again, you didn't have to do that. You did. And that shows your character, that shows your dedication to the community. And right at the very last, you are showing your true self.
Thank you.
Greg, I remember something that you was very concerned about, and I want to thank you for this. You was very concerned about Steve's retirement, and I know you helped him out on that, so thank you.
Any other comments? Well, I guess there's just now a motion to adjourn.
So move, First Stewart.
And do I have a second?
I'll second it. Wallace.
All in favor of adjournment? Oh, roll call vote.
President Byron Glennon.
Yes.
Vice President Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Director Rick Webb.
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yep. And we have Director Greg Washington.
Yes.
All right. Motion passed 5-0.
I have got to run out. I have an appointment.